Let's have a beautiful scene. We're going to have a sky that steals its luster from the stars. And then here on Earth, we're going to have so many flowers that will vie with them in number and in brilliance. At least I guess until they wither and die, the living things they are. Humankind itself. Anyway, whatever I imagine, let me see it. It's of mountains, lightning, wind and thunder. Eagles surge like ships on a stormy sea. And over here, in the ocean now and then, we'll see squadrons of fish that fly from wave to wave. We'll fill these mountains up with men and beasts. Now that's a better scene. What to call these ever-changing visions? The greatest prodigy ever created. You have no equal. So what to call you? How about the world? Born like a phoenix out of your own ashes. Yes. The world.
Who is calling?
You're all the calling. All it took to summon you inside my breath. One wave with my hand took you to find nothing else. And gave me form.
Well, what do you want from me?
I'm your uncle. And you want to do. Today I'm thinking of something I want to understand. You're the one I want to do. You see, nature's always honoring me with these dazzling shows of sound and light. But today, I'm thinking of something a little bit different. A simple comedy of human life. Ages ago, I cast mankind to be my company, and they're going to laugh at this great of the world. I'll compare to each one that appears, with your role in the investment. You're going to prepare all of the wonderful stage. Props, costumes, lights, sound, you'll be responsible for everything back there. I'll go to play, and mankind will come from the batteries. How do you think?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. My generous author, you may indeed call me the great feeder of the world. For upon thy stage, mankind will act, and each one will find in me the things they need to do their work. Since it's obvious that the hard work will be mine, you'll get the good reviews. And now, to work. It's better not to see the stage before the play begins, so I arranged a black curtain to hide the scene, because you know better than everyone, it's chaos back there until everything is set. In the first act, and when everything's still simple, innocent, and governed by the great laws of nature, in the first light of the first day, we'll reveal a garden that is so beautiful that you'll begin to wonder how nature even knew enough to make such glorious works without even having a degree in art. And everything is here and ready now. To make an entrance or an exit, see how I provided for two doors? The only doors we'll need. One is the cradle, the other is the grave. As for the costumes, everything is ready. The first one would be to make a In royal crimson and golden tassels? To make a valiant captain. I'll dress him in his courage, his victories, and his armor. A scholar, books and scholastic robes. The cleric, his devotions, insults for the criminal, do honors for the noble, and for the masses, the right and proper liberties. Be the worker who has to labor for a living. I'll give him simple tools. And for the one who has to play the lady, well, I'll adorn her in those sweet perfections that are sweet poison to some men. Now, no one tried to play, but they didn't have the proper means to play the part. If they slip up, the fault will not be mine. So, come on, you mortals, come and get your costumes on so that you can act in the great theater of the world.
Mortals! Even though you're not yet born, I'll call you mortals, for I can see you as clearly as if you were standing right in front of me. And though I know you cannot hear my voice, I call you now to enter, for it is time to cast the play!
Father, here we are! Here we are! We are obedient to your will! We have no soul or life or feeling or reason! We don't know who we are! We are like dust at your feet! Please blow upon this dust and give us our roles!
We exist in your mind only. We do not touch or feel nothing as though it's good or bad. But if you're going to pretend the world, please tell us who's going to play and we won't turn down the road because we don't.
But when I saw an author, now that I can see just who you are, I'm here to command you. You made me after all with your own hand. It is plain to see that God knows all. Whatever role you give me, if I mess it up, no need to run to God about it. No, just bring your criticism straight to me.
Look, I know if we're up to you. None of you want to play the roles where pain and suffering is required. You all want to play the roles where power and command is required. So you never seem to realize that these roles are just a part of the play, not life itself. Anyhow, time has come to cast the play, and I know exactly what part you should do. Here are my selections. Okay. You will play the king.
Ah, yes! I'm honored.
A woman who stands for all the beautiful. You will play the rich man. Powerful part.
This side is shining on me too!
Okay. You play the work.
Is that a job or a free ride?
Oh, it's a job. And an awful lot of hard work, actually.
Well, in that case, I said, play a lousy worker. For God's sake, your sake. Please don't give me all this work to do. I won't give me lots of stuff. Instead, I see myself in no uncertain terms as a member of the leisure class. No, with a dignity. If worse at far, in my opinion, so let me stay on me by far the worst actor in the play, but you are just. So I pick my playing, but if you'll pardon me, I will. I'll play like I'm doing slow. Don't want to get worn out before the end.
You will play special.
My lucky day.
Your part is very difficult.
Yes.
It's the better role.
What part is that?
And your part is to die before you reach the goal.
It'll be hard to memorize.
Thus I guarantee that all of human life is represented in my play. My justice is universal, and I know that my casting is very appropriate.
If I can get another role, I do it. If I dare, I would fire myself today from this side to have chosen to give it. But since I can't carry myself, I wish I was a boy. I take the part. But just consider for a moment, you know. Even the one who plays the bigger part has to say, right? The most one in the play. Because for me, it has to be a tragedy when the older get to play romance or a comedy. When he plays his part, did I get a soul? The same heart, please. They're quite pretty. They're quite pretty. So why my part is so different? If you made it from different place. If you just I'm so different to place life, how to feelings. I'm so in love. But it is weird to give a bigger part to one who's big, not better than my own.
In this part, the person who plays the beggar well, with feeling, with soul, with drive, easily just as much as he who plays the king. Both parts are leading roles. But do your work well, and remember, when it's all over, you will be his equal. Now, look, of course, being poor, you're going to be in pain, but in my book, it's a much better role than his if you play it well. And at the end, everybody is going to get the exact salary that they deserve. You see, every role can be a winner here, because all of human life is played. And what matters is how well you act it. And when it's all over, those who played their parts well, without mistakes, will join me at a great banquet. And there, everybody will be equal.
But tell us, Lord, what's the title of this famous play?
Do good, for God is God.
God is God? This play is so mysterious, and you know, I think we dare not make any mistakes.
This is so vital. We have before we do another thing.
But how can we rehearse unless we find a light or soul or being which we lack because, well, we've done no action yet?
Yeah, how do we suppose to do a play without a real soul?
I was the beggar, I feel the same way. In a sense, I guess it's a beggar and a worker are pretty much the same. But listen, even a well-known play goes flat when the actors will have time to brush it up. If we don't rehearse, all we get is rags.
The time has come to let you know that heaven is the only judge, critic, and audience of the show, and you only get one chance. One chance to get it right. This business of being born and die.
How are we going to know our entrances and exits? Who's running things?
I'm not going to tell you even that. Just be ready to play your part at all times, and I will call you when it's over.
Oh, what if I go break? Forget my eyes?
Well, I thought that might happen, and so I've engaged in talk. I've done in these spaces, whether it's the beggar or the king. Okay? So, enough complaining out of you people. All right then, you have your free will to play.
Well, what are you waiting for, everyone? Let's go start the show. Do good.
For God is God!
Well, now everything is ready to present this play that brings humanity to life.
Give me my royal reds and my golden tassels.
Why is that?
Oh, that's what it says here in the characters.
Oh, well, here they are, all ready for you.
For me, something of jasmine and roses. Leaf by leaf, ray by ray, all the light of the day, of the flower, will be awakened from their soul, and they will flock to me like the sun will suffer mortally. Just from looking at it. And if the city flower outshine me, it could be found that I am my own and the sun.
You're just an actress. How did you get to be so vague?
That's the basis of my work.
And what's your part?
You meant good.
God. I'll dab you with crystal and carmine, snow and garnet, set off by shadows so that your highlights glow more brightly.
Oh, I'm a pretty golf card. Carpet me with flowers and let my crystals be my mirror.
My riches, my fortune, my joy, my prosperousness begins today.
For you, I will turn my insides into stone. I will tear out all the silver, all the gold like a miser I've been hiding deep within me.
I'm growing under my riches, but make no mistake, I'm proud of them.
Now, for my part in today's play, all I ask for is simple plot of land on which to live, discretion.
Your part requires very little, only fasting and continuous prayer. Discretion, here's your gown.
Well, wouldn't be discreet to ask for more. Why don't you ask for anything to help you play your part?
But I don't need a space for the amount of living I'm going to do. Without being involved, I have to die. I'm only long enough in the world to go from one dark place to the other. And all you have to give me is grace.
Hey, you! What do you want?
What I told him before.
At least to let me acquaint you with your part.
I'm telling you, it's probably not a good idea.
Oh, if you're gonna act like that, go right ahead. You're gonna fight for every scrap of bread, just like a brute.
That's my tough one.
Here. You'll need this. Take this blade.
Adam's inheritance. Adam's inheritance. Mr. Father Adam. Oh, you could have played it smarter. Oh, you knew the score. Your woman didn't pass her test. But no, you had to eat that fruit that she handed you. Now, that was not too swift, but just like a star-crossed love. You just did exactly what she asked of you. So I can play my part as badly as you play yours.
I've seen you hand out happiness and pleasure, joy and fortune. I know it's not for me. With my grief, my friend, my brother, I know I'm not like the other. I don't want purpose or gold, God or silver neither. It's my price.
And which part is yours?
My fault. Affliction, anguish, misery, sadness, want. The passion of my compassion to never had anything to give, always holding out my hand to ask for everything being scorned and shunned and pitied, feeling sad and nakedness and feels this last night of anguish and hardship. It is a magnificent of being fool.
You're right. The one who plays the beggar's part gets nothing from the world. But yes, let me think. Take off all your clothes. To play your part as written, your only costume is yourself. I had to do this. It's my job. Perhaps later on you can bed yourself some rags. Maybe 2 sets of rags.
Don't be sad and don't be sad old world. Give more to those who already have plenty, and take the blessing of the Lord to those who haven't got the stash.
Well, now our theater is well provided for with the various states of humankind. Here you saw a king with his far-flung empires, beauty that causes the senses to lose their reason, power that commands applause, needy beggars, hungry workers, the devout. The whole cast is assembled, and in order for them to play their proper parts today, I have given them a stage, costumes, props, and furnished them as appropriate with pleasure or with pain. Now, divine author, come out and see your show. Your cast mankind is ready to put on. Open up the center of the earth so you can take your seat right in the middle of all the action.
This show is being staged to celebrate my honor, and so I'm going to sit here on this throne and watch my company perform. Look to your parts, mankind. You enter the stage by way of a cradle and leave by way of a grave. Don't forget, your author is watching from here. The best seat in the house.
Earth and heaven praise the Lord, sun and moon and stars. Flowers that make the soil a coat of many coloured hues. Praise him, light and fire, frost and dew, winter, summer, spring and fall, and whatever is beneath this earthly veil. Praise him, one and all.
So good. Nothing pleases me more than the sound of faithful songs singing.
Who is going to say the prologue today? But here, responding to your voice, appears the law of grace.
The law of grace. We'll introduce your festival today. But first, some business. In order to help those who lose their words, I have the text of our great play right here. But all you really need to know is found in these two simple verses. Love your neighbor as yourself. Too good for God is God.
Now that the prologue is done, the law of grace will stay on as prompter. She wanted more, but there's no parts left since I am going to play myself. But I'll be quiet now if the show is starting.
Come, help me take the measurement of this field that sings a happy song of May. And hear the sweet flattery of the sun. Because there's so much better here. Those two. The sun, the land, the light, the blossom. Each adds a splash of color to the picture.
You know I don't like to leave my peaceful prison where all is quiet.
Is everything austerity with you? Beggar.
Self-denial. Don't you have one day of pleasure? Tell me, Lord, why grow the flower if not to put our senses with their scent? Why let birds who sing their flattery praises like feather mandolins if we're not meant to enjoy? What is clothing for if not to touch with silky soft? Why does food taste sweet unless it's true, ripened from brittle wood? In short, why did God make sky, mountains, valleys, if we're not meant to? It seems like sheer ingratitude not to enjoy them has me wonder all of heaven.
To enjoy them by admiring them is just, and offering thanks and praise is proper. But to enjoy these beauties to bad ends is wrong, or to admire these beauties without remembering the artist. I don't have to leave my house. I chose this life to bury myself away. That's why I'm called discretion.
Well, for that matter, I am beauty, and my only job is to be seen. And to see as well.
I find that a useful skill, so
how can I make the most of my great beauty?
I don't think you heard the prompt.
Heaven has given me riches of power and comfort, and is determined to spend them on constant delight. Nothing pleases me unless I hunger for it. And whatever I hunger for, I get it. See how my clothes overflows. That's Venus here. Come adorn my bed. And to conclude, gluttony, envy, idleness, and ambition I'm the master of my soul today.
Does anyone here work as hard as I do? No. I break the breast of the earth that gave me life because that's the only way I earn my keep. I'm the Prime Minister of Laos. Oh, but I don't see a penny for the profits they produce. My weapons are a sickle and a hoe. My battles with the livestock and the soil. In April and May, I have a lust for rain, but when the water lets me down, I'm bored. And if anything I plant should have the luck to grow, why then the tax collector's got me in his sights. I'll tell you what. Since I plant, the people who depend on what I grow will have to pay the price I want to charge. And it doesn't. When I beg God for drought and famine, then my granary will make me rich. I'll be the greediest man for miles hereabouts, and everyone will need me. I'll grow fat and powerful, and what should I do?
Why did you not get a doctor?
I happen to be a little deaf sometimes.
Well, at least his behavior is consistent.
Even if I seem to be resistant.
Of all who lives on earth, whose misery is more than mine. The ground is my feather bed, the sky is my only shelter, I have no place to hide from frost and heat, hunger and thirst as well. Love. Give me passion. Now, what can I do to show? My religion. But how can I undo my misfortune? Whoa! That sounds consoles me! Now, thank me how?
The king is coming. The king is coming toward these gardens.
Feel a powerful ambition to bring fear to no one. No at all.
I will place myself in front of him to see if my great beauty can make him fall in love with me.
I think I'll stay behind. I don't want to notice me and be like, ah, yes, there goes a worker, and I have a brand new tax from to pay. You see, I don't need any more favors.
Woo! I am the absolute Lord and Supreme. The Supreme Master of everything surrounded by the sea and lit by the sun. I and my kingdom, my imperial vassals bow before me. They bow before me. So, what should I be doing in this world?
I look out from deep within my misery. And what before my eye? What do I see? Unhappily enough, the happiness of all those. The king, well Lord, enjoys his majesty, not comprehending that I need him. The beauty pays attention to herself. She doesn't know there is pain and deprivation in the world. Oh, and there is discretion, always occupied in prayer. He serves God well, it's true, but always loves the comfort. Oh, and then the worker, he comes back home from red and weary, he's tired, then tired, and then he's fine. And almost stable, not opulent, but ample. Oh, the rich man has everything he wants once over. I alone in the world need everything. And so I come to everyone to ask for help. Not because I want to. Understand? Because I need to. Because I can only just fine without me. I can't live without the help. I beg you duty. In the name of God, please, arms. Arms.
Oh, fountain. Yes, you fountain over there. Now, which dress looks better?
Why should she care for you who is so careless of herself?
I thought it was a rich man. Oh, sir, since you have so much more than you need, give me something. The door for you to not come.
I dare there to be here. Where I am, it should be under no circumstance here. This is where I am.
Please, don't treat me so unkindly.
Go away, Pedro.
Wow. Oh, my necessity is so great. It drives me mad. It drives me of my reason. It makes me float around. And then, oh, the king. Arms, sir. Arms. Oh, yes. Yes. For people like you, I have a ministry of alms, aid, and comfort. Over there. Go find someone to talk to. Goodbye. Oh, Mr. Walker, since you receive God blessing, my granny, I'll talk to you.
Since I received God's blessing, you say, if I was blessed by God, why then it's cost us money of plowing, sowing seed and sweat to make a penny from tell me, brother. You're not ashamed to beg from me. Why don't you get a service job? And if you're hungry, here, take this or one for yourself.
C'est pas thing I play. I'm the big old fat daughter, Walker.
Sweat and toils in the script whenever you're poor. You don't have to make yourself useless.
But be the name of God if you have of me, my brother.
God, brother, you're being quite demanding for your goal.
But just please, at least give me some comfort.
Here, take this bread.
Oh, a big chunk of bread. Well, sister, I see now your trouble is great indeed. There's trouble whenever religion gives you bread.
Hey, what are you doing here? There's some trouble that religion is getting. I can help.
That's good. No one can help you can.
See, I will certainly have my prompter correct all these mistakes that we see here. But then, what good would free will be? I'll give it to each one of them to see what kind of mistakes they'll make in working out of the play. The improvisation is the order of the day, at least for now. That's what my project is. And if people stray too far from the script, I will have my prompter called.
Too good for God is God. Too good for God is God.
All right. Suppose life is indeed a play, and we're all in this together. Let's make the road a little easier with some pleasant conversation.
The world wouldn't be so much fun without it, but what should we say?
Let's get each other better story.
That might take too long. Let's each of us talk about what we dream or what we imagine.
All right, well, for myself, I see my empire spread before me. Their majesty, glory, and reign is so vast that nature herself must carve some space for it. I have heard that beauty herself is my servants. In my kingdom, some are humble, and others rich, each according to their destiny. But to rule this many-headed creature, I will require some help from heaven. Please, grant me wisdom, for this monster cannot be tamed with an ordinary collar or yoke.
King of a fallen empire, cease your mad ambition, for in this theater of the world, your part is fair.
As soon as this voice cried out, I seemed to lose my sense of direction, my very reason. If my heart is finished, I must leave the stage, for man, being born of earth, must return to and cannot remain what he once was. What a mess. Oh, my dear author, if I have made any mistakes or played my part badly, I beg forgiveness.
The king concluded this part well, begging for a pardon. Now the king is without his servant, home, and honor.
Oh, don't you see we're better off? With good weather. And without a king.
Still, it's a great sadness.
And very confusing. What are we going to do without him?
Well, let's get back to our conversation. What do you like?
mean my thing myself. How quickly those who are left alive find consolation.
Oh, even more so when the dead one leaves them lots of land.
I see my pure and lovely beauty. And nothing else. And I don't envy the king and sing of triumph, because I think my great beauty guarantees for me a even greater empire. With the king and slave and love, this soul of mine. To be ruled of the past, so I must consider mine the greater empire. The overthrow of man, a little word. My empire of men is built to struggle, not empire. So, what are my divinity? The same fault called men. A little world, a lovely woman, a little empire.
All human beauty, added up, amounts to one small flower. Wither now and fade away, for the sunset of your radiant dawn has come.
A sad song singing of beauty's passing. Don't die. Please don't die. Come back that first light of dawn when you were born. Alive. But there is no rose, white or red. But does it wilt and droop a little bit in the hot light of the day's flattery? What does it matter? If the flower of the dawn fades in the golden flattering sunlight, what comparison is there between those thou and me? I'm a flower whose beauty lasts much longer, and if I saw the sun at my beginning, it doesn't mean that it will see my end. If I'm eternal, why must I die? Why must I die, Marques? Tell me!
In your soul, you are eternal. But your body is a temporary flower.
I cannot argue. I entered to that cradle, and I must go towards that place. It just leaves me praying that I didn't get to play my part better.
Now, beauty like that germ in the dormant, yet full bloom, is gone.
What was not lacking bread and wine and meat for Easter wine that I hope is good.
Still, all in all, very petty.
And what's your compassion? What should we do? Let's get back to our conversation.
You and your conversation. I stare down heat and cold with every season, with all the anxious care that goes along with working in the fields. But now, I see I wasn't so carefully cultivating my soul, just left it sick and rot. The trouble was this. With each passing harvest, I gave thanks to the fields from which I got the grain, but not to God, who I got it in the first place.
I'm starting to like this spell! If that's the way, why I couldn't stand him?
Worker, you've arrived. At the fatal end of all your labors. Now you're bound to other fields. But where? God knows.
What is this? Let me appeal. Let me appeal it, please. Let me take it to higher court. Don't let me die right now. The season's long. There are crops still in my fields. It's like you said, I'm not such a good worker. My vines would tell you that, because even now, the weeds grow so tall you can't tell the cornfields from the vineyards. And my neighbor's wheat grows huge, and everyone admires him. Well, mine is dwarfish, barely sprouting from the ground, so you would say it's time for me to die. It's all my fields are dying, but this is my answer. I want to leave something behind when I go. How will I be judged if I leave behind nothing? I see now. It's not the time to thank you. Over there are voices telling me. And there the great mouth goes.
Well, the worker is gone. Wheels and plows. Dirt. Exhaustion. Even sweat.
We need us to feeling quite distressed.
What a shame. Confusion. What should we do?
Oh, let's get back to our conversation. All right, fair enough. To do my share, I will tell you what I'm thinking. Well, who the mere means? Who that life is like a flower? Born with the stone first light and dying with the dust. I mean, if life is so great, we should enjoy every little while we have. Well, I say we worship our stomach like God. Yes, let's eat. Let's drink today. Because tomorrow we shall die.
Who's going next?
Go. There is a day I came to the world. There is for the night on which I was conceived to submerge not pain. Don't let the pure light of the sun reach down into the darkening fall when I'm going to feel that everything be shadow, that no light can shadow the hard oppression of the darkness, that night, the eternal, terrifying alternate, and so that never get the gift of heaven, that everything becomes in dark and fog, that night, when the red blood more of the morning is on into a day, that is the dawning day or night that shows no moon and stars. The reason I'm not upset is that could despair to see myself like that, but then I figure I was born in sin.
There are many blessings in this world, and many too are pain. Now it's time to take a good account of both.
Both?
What happiness is it?
Doesn't this blessed coldness make you tremble?
Yes.
But you want to flee?
No, it's been natural to tremble when your soul feels gone from being gone. Besides, it would be vain to flee. The king is to the people that do it. What chance has a bigger heart? In any case, my pet ends with my life. And so I offer the Solomon thanks.
Aren't you sorry to leave the stage?
No, I never really acted. And so I leave it. With a peaceful heart.
Come on, I'm hands! I cannot live without allegiance!
What a word!
What a pain!
What a blessing!
What a affliction!
What a confound!
What a misery!
What a life!
What a blessing!
Seems I'm the only one left in this play.
Well, faith is the thing that sticks to me the most.
Well, that's true. I'm sure that faith can never die. I can, because I'm not religion, I'm not faith itself, I'm just someone who chose that path. So, before the voices call for me, I'll call myself towards the grave and shut my life away, so as to put an end to our play for the moment, since I know I will write it all again tomorrow. Let's hope that in tomorrow's comedy, we can avoid the errors that we made today.
I offer punishment or reward to
those who play their parts in worse or better fashion. And now you will see exactly what I meant by that.
Well, that play was awfully short, but then again, the play of human life always is. Especially when you realize it just comes down to an entrance and an exit. I can report they have all left the theater now, reduced to their essential matter, like dust will scatter just as they arrive.
Now, as a good stage manager, it is my job to get back everything that I gave them. So I'm going to station myself right here to make sure that my ghosts have not contrived to steal any costumes or little bits of props. Like dust will scatter just as they arrive. Tell me, what part did you play? You're the first one to come back.
What, you forgot me so quickly? I only just left.
The world indeed has forgotten you.
I was the king. We stood right there, right here, and you garbed me in light and splendor. I was born in the arms of dawn. And so yes, I came to lie in the arms of night. Upon this stage, I ruled, a judge, commanded, reigned over land without number. I had many loyal servants and many victories and wrote the histories that made them famous. I gave gold and jewels and more to all my favorites. And under rich embroidered tapestries, like clutch scepters, had these golden tassels and my crimson robe.
Well, it's time to leave it all behind. Here, hand over your cape, your tasseled robe, your crimsonness. Leave your majesty with me. You'll see that it's gone. Forgotten. Get rid of it. These tassels, this coat, will soon be dressing someone else. You'll find that your tassels and scepters are no longer for you to behold.
Well, why did you give me all these things if you're only going to take them away?
Because they were not a gift. No, they were lent to you so that you can play a part.
Well, then what is left for me for having played the king?
Only this, a punishment or a reward. And our author will decide on how well that you played your part. Don't look at me as if I know how well you did. Just make sure you give back everything I gave you. To everything. What part did you play? Elegance. What was it that I gave you? Perfect. Where is it? Right behind. In the grave. Oh, great nature herself is all amazed at how quickly beauty fades. Even if I wanted to preserve it, I am not able. See here, the king has left his majesty with me. His luster and his greatness hang right here. But true beauty cannot be acquired. It breathes its final breath and is expired. You need to see this. Look in this mirror. I've seen myself already. Where's your loveliness now? Those elegant, graceful gowns I lent you to play your role, I want them back. The grave consumed them all. There, my rose and my jasmine, my ivory and my crystal were shattered. My plan and my proclamation were erased. Not that it matters. Down there, my ring and my color, all my seven splendor, it was a dream down there. You cannot even find the mere shadows of these things. Hey, rascal. What was your part?
If I'm a rascal, because you made me laugh, so you shrimps. I'm the lady. The Barney. The one with blisters on his hands from cutting grain. The one that tortures. All kinds of names. Puts down names like, hey, you, or you see, or sometimes. You, sir. What do you do this?
Well, let's have what I gave you.
Oh, what did you do?
I gave you a blade.
What a great beauty that was. What a treasure it turned out to be.
Well, for good or for ill, it's what you got. The great feature of the world.
It would pain the hardest part of you. No matter how you cover it. How you take your blade with you to the park of Sovannaphum.
Who's coming now?
I never want to leave you! And what will all my wanting to?
What? Why are you two taking such divergent points of view?
Well, we must read! We're powerful! But I was born with them with that.
Give me back your jewels. The rest, the silks. Your necklace. Yes, I need that back. Immediately. Wait. What about this money? You can't take that with you.
Why? I don't have to be so bad about leaving the world.
I guess I need to get back what you initially left behind. And you can take that back for a moment, Clinton. The world is going to have to do some washing after this. I will tell you that. And you still owe me more. And those half-contrived still costs. You're making this, sir. You came to the theater to play a part. Why didn't you appear?
Well, before my life began, it ended up in the place. And then I leave behind everything you did.
When you were in the world, what did you ask for?
I asked for religion and obedience, faith and peace.
Well, leave them in my hands and I'll make sure no one steals your coat of arms.
Oh no. Love, sacrifices, and prayers don't remain back in the world. I have to take them with me.
You're right. Your good works are the only things that you can carry from this world.
Oh, if only I had ruled so many kingdoms!
If only I had decided so much beauty.
If only I had so many regions!
If only I had worked harder.
Oh, if I had me to shut down more quietly?
Well, it's too late. It should not surprise you that your ledger is closed now and done with after death. Now that I have reclaimed great majesties and kingdoms, and embraced beauty's perfections, and exploded vanities, and made scepters and blades equal, it is time to go directly to the theater of truth. For this has been your mission.
Well, why did you welcome us so vividly with having said goodbye?
Let me tell you why. Because when someone has something that he wants to receive, he holds his hands like this. And when he has something he just soon has avoid, he throws up his hands like this. And it's the same way with the world. When it's your luck to be born, the cradle opens to receive you. And this same cradle once again becomes your tomb. The cradle bids you welcome, and the tomb says farewell.
Since it will be such a tyrant, because I was from deep thinking as soon as we arrived, let's go to the great dinner parties at the walls of the world, where we will receive our just reward. Hey, hold on. You think to go in front of me? I was the king, you were the beggar, you were begging for me moments ago! We all done with this bout! Now we all equal! All grass is the consume of the grain! What's up with people doesn't matter! How can you forget that yesterday you were asking hand from me? How can you forget that you didn't give me any?
I am more beautiful than all of you, and I'm better than most. Don't forget that.
In terms of wardrobe, we're all the same now. Shroud is a great equalizer.
Indeed, sister.
Are you going to be broken?
Oh, you're outside! You're crazy! I'm wishing you're dead. You're dead. You used to shine just as brightly as the sun, but now you're nothing more.
What? You're such a coward thinking that I would see the altar right now. Altar? Of the heaven and the world. The whole company of actors who plays his sister. Committee of human beings had come to celebrate his great dinner party. Open up! Dakota! Oh yeah! Canopy! Swallow!
This table, right here, where I have fruit that heaven adores, and even hell respects the wings. But first, it's time to learn who will rise and dine with me. Those of you who have not paid your cards in such a way as we say, with knowledge and remembrance of the good that's always present, even in the face of suffering, we will leave my company. But before we get to punishments, let's have some rewards. Rise, beggar. Go and take your place in glory. Rise. Come on. Come and take your place in glory with me.
Oh, bless them! What so much fire and anguish! It's a man of love. Become glorious!
And I who made so many penitential acts have blessed 1,000 times this table. Yet, even crying confession is a blessed act.
What about me, my lord? I know I acted a little pompously, with a little vainglory, but in amongst it all, didn't I beg for forgiveness? So, pardon, forgive me.
Power and beauty. I don't know what to do with them. They suffered from vainglory, but they also did have the contempt of the mentors. They could have said, not right now. Similarly with the worker, you know, he'd be helping better. But don't think it was for a lack of want. He had some good intentions. I think he was actually trying to help.
Just wanted in better company, that's all.
And for this you will be rewarded. Despite the error of your ways, because you have the good sense to beg for mercy, king and worker and beauty, you can go and spend some time in purgatory before you rise to man.
Divine.
Yes,
In the middle of my anguish, he smiled with his hand, and now I must suffer him mine.
Well, in that case, I'll repeat the punishment. Because my beautiful lovers do see you. Your sentence is well. Centuries past. Come and take your place in glory.
If I make no mistake, what is the very long?
Well, you see, you didn't actually do any action. You weren't ever played.
Feeling no pain, experience no glory.
The king, the beauty with all their vanity, just better a little bit of mercy and the people forgiven. I mean, it's the worker with all his whining and complaining to bring tears from the heart as well. Well, I mean, they are now in the trembling presence of the altar.
It's time for me to get there too. Because there is no one else to hide from, Mr. Judgment. Order!
What do you call me that? Even though I am your author, you'd be better off not leaving. You should fear to say my name. You're not permitted to be in my company. I expel you from it. Descend! Descend to where ambition will be met for all of eternity with the pain and suffering that you deserve.
Oh my God, it's fireballs! Running my soul so huge and fearsome that something for myself! And this armless rock I mean on every side! Down! Into this dark cave!
I have infinite glory.
I hope I think.
Beauty, when it comes to hope, you don't hold a candle to me.
There's no hope! All dead!
Never any glory for me.
Well, that's it. You've seen the 4 ways of ending. You've got my beautiful beggar, the king, this rich man, and the child. Only one of them retains each of you. One life and one death. And so to conclude, purgatory, time has passed. Worker, usually bride, come and take your place in yours.
What the question?
What solace!
It's torture! Oh, what a victory! The pain!
Or relief.
What a sweetness!
The poison!
All this glory. All this pain, and none of it for me.
Here it is. Sweet voices ring out. In heaven, in hell, and here on earth. Sweet voices ring out in praise and in harmony.